This footage shows how Ukrainian Special Operations Forces executed a coordinated raid on Russian positions hidden within a forest line in the Northern-Slobozhanskyi front. Operating silently under the cover of dense vegetation, the assault team advanced in small groups, identified entrenched enemy personnel, and engaged them in close-quarters combat before clearing the area and securing control over the position. These missions rely on rapid movement, disciplined communication, night vision, and thermal optics, and the ability to strike before the enemy reacts. Every successful raid disrupts Russian logistics, neutralizes assault groups preparing to advance, and shifts tactical initiative to Ukrainian forces on the front. Liman Front, night sortie. When Russian troops try to hide in trenches and forest shelters, heavy shot goes hunting. Every day on the sector held by 66th Mechanized Brigade, Russian forces attempt assault operations. And every night they regroup and prepare for the next push, hiding in dugouts, tree lines, and camouflaged positions, hoping to go unnoticed. But night is the time of heavy bombers. The drone you see here, call-side heavy shot operated by the 1st Mechanized Battalion Kasta, circles silently above enemy shelters, tracking movement with thermal optics before striking with a powerful payload. One accurate drop, one position erased. That's what happens when the occupiers try to wait out the night. Now you see the 32nd Brigade debating the enemy's balance on the Pokrovsk axis. Russian forces continue attempting assaults on the city. They bring destruction and death, we bring the final balance correction. Every day, the 32nd Steel Brigade records new enemy losses across this area of responsibility. And each frame like this one is not just a strike, it is a verified entry in the ledger of Russia's failures. In this footage, an FPV drone overcomes electronic interference and hits enemy personnel hidden in open terrain. One strike, one entry, balance updated to 0. Mini Operation Pipe 2.0, Sumy region. A Russian soldier tried to repeat the tragic feat of his comrades from Kursk, hiding from Ukrainian drones inside a drainage pipe. Bad idea. The Foxtrot drone unit of the 80th Air Assault Brigade sees everything. The first FPV flies into the pipe, but it's stopped by a makeshift barricade. Moments later, the curious Russian crawls closer to expect it, and that's when the next FPV finds its target. You can hide from shells, you can hide from infantry, but you can't hide from Ukrainian drones. Precision, patience, one less occupier. Enemy robot dismantled piece by piece. Troops of the 46th Separate Air Mobile Podilya Brigade continue systematically dismantling the Russian invasion, one target at a time. Coordinated drone operations destroyed an enemy tank, armored vehicles, and transport, fortified positions and personnel, and most notably, a Russian ground robotics system attempting to operate near the front line. Ukrainian forces adapt faster, we strike smarter, we eliminate threats before they become a problem. Every successful hit is another verdict for the occupiers, and another stone laid in the foundation of our future victory. No place for ambushers, we find them and erase them. On the Liman axis, Russian troops increasingly use a tactic of waiting drones, hidden close to roads, lying in ambush for hours to strike passing vehicles or troops. But the 66th Separate Mechanized Brigade doesn't tolerate hidden threats in its sector. Even rarely used routes are monitored, checked, and cleared. In this footage, the 2nd Mechanized Battalion Onuki Adolfivny spots an enemy roadside hideout and drops a precision munition directly onto the position, turning a Russian ambush into scrap. Silent roads, clean flanks, no Russian drone survives in our lanes. Enemy drone hubs wiped off the map. On the Liman axis, Russia is increasing its presence not just on the ground but in the sky, deploying more drone crews to support assaults. That's why the 66th Mechanized Brigade strikes their launch sites before their drones even lift off. The Mara UAV battalion identifies and targets Russian takeoff points hidden in forests and fields, destroying equipment, shelters, and operators themselves. If they try to launch, we shut them down. If they try to hide, we hunt them down. The skies over Liman belong to Ukraine. 3 Russian guns disabled, 1 mortar destroyed. Pilots of the Signum FPV battalion operating with the 53rd Mechanized Brigade struck multiple enemy artillery positions hidden in forested terrain. Their drones located and neutralized 3 Russian guns and destroyed a mortar system that had been targeting Ukrainian troops. The result, enemy firepower suppressed, reduced pressure on Ukrainian positions, regained tactical initiative on key sectors. Precision drones continue to rewrite the battlefield, taking away Russia's ability to strike and giving our defenders room to maneuver. Precision calculation results. This is how Edelweiss operates. In the video, operators of the 10th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade Edelweiss locate and strike a concealed Russian position using FPV drones. The drone approaches at low speed, stabilizes about the structure, and drops with exact trajectory control, hitting the roof directly and detonating inside the position. These precision strikes are not random, they are part of systematic suppression of enemy strongpoints along the sector. Each target is tracked, verified, approached from a blind angle, and hit while the enemy remains unaware or unable to relocate. By forcing hidden crews out of cover and destroying positions they rely on for shelter, Annihilation denies the enemy safe staging areas, observation posts, and firing points. This reduces their ability to prepare assaults, coordinate movements, or hold territory. Every hit forces the enemy out of cover. Every strike saves Ukrainian lives. Every operation pushes the front forward. The enemy hides, we find, we strike, we erase. This footage shows how the 5th Separate Assault Brigade detects a concealed Russian UAV launch site hidden near the tree line and destroyed it with precise strike. The operators identify enemy movement, track the launch platform, and target both the drone crew and the equipment stationed there, including UAVs, batteries, and store munitions. As the strike lands, the launch site erupts, followed by a chain of secondary detonations as ammunition and fuel ignite. The explosions confirm not just the destruction of the position, but the loss of a full operational drone cell that had been used to target Ukrainian positions in the area. By eliminating the crew, equipment, and supplies in one coordinated hit, this mission disrupts Russian aerial reconnaissance and removes the direct threat to frontline units. Air control isn't just a tactical advantage, it's what protects our forces on the ground. This operation shows exactly how that advantage is earned. Cutting the enemy's logistics, cutting their ability to fight. This video shows operators from the UAV unit of the 63rd Mechanized Brigade destroying a Russian ground robotic vehicle transporting ammunition. The FPV drone tracks the target along a ruined settlement, locks on, and strikes directly into the payload. A powerful explosion follows, igniting the ammunition and confirming that the vehicle was supplying frontline positions. Logistics destroyed, attacks delayed, ammunition lost, fewer shells fired at our troops. One strike can change the dynamics of an entire sector. Our drones don't just hit targets, they dismantle the enemy's capability to advance. Meanwhile, a precision strike has severed the road between Selitove and Pokrovsk, a key route used by Russian forces to move light vehicles and infiltrate the city in small groups. Without this corridor, the enemy can no longer maneuver quickly or covertly in the area, effectively disrupting their supply lines. Simultaneously, Ukrainian forces are reinforcing other parts of the front line with engineering barriers, minefields, fortifications, and obstacles intended to complicate any potential Russian advance. Ukraine's defense forces are systematically degrading the enemy's logistics and offensive capacity. This is deliberate, structured work that reduces Russia's ability to fight every day, bringing Ukraine closer to victory. The footage captures a segment of combat in Pokrovsk, where small arms clashes are intensifying and Russian casualties from direct engagements continue to rise, according to the 7th Air Assault Corps. Since the start of the month, Ukrainian forces have neutralized 314 Russian troops in the Pokrovsk area, with an additional 71 wounded. A group of Russian infantry attempted to infiltrate an agriculture facility north of the city and set up defensive positions. Their movement was detected, and Ukrainian defenders eliminated the unit before they could entrench themselves. The strike was swift and precise. The enemy failed to gain a foothold. The footage also highlights Russia's immediate tactical objective, advancing toward the settlement of Hryshin northwest of Pokrovsk. Unable to push directly through the city, the occupiers are trying to bypass it from the flanks. Each attempt ends the same way. Ukrainian forces deliver accurate fire that halts them where they stand. This footage shows the work of the border guard strike unit Phoenix, which is now holding the Pokrovsk axis under truly heavy fire. Despite bad weather, rain, and low visibility, their actions turned the sector of the front into hell for the occupiers. What you're seeing is the moment when Russian forces attempt to regroup, bring in equipment, and fortify their positions. But every movement is under the sight of Ukrainian operators. One precise, powerful strike after another lands on target. The occupiers try to hide but don't make it in time. Explosions hit trenches, shelters, armored vehicles. In the video, you can see Russian tanks bursting into flames. The fire consumes them within seconds. Those who fail to retreat fast enough are hit by the next strike. Phoenix works quickly and flawlessly. Drones acquire new targets, artillery fire is adjusted, and every shot reaches exactly where it needs to. A rather illustrative warming session for Russian infantry left exposed in the frozen steppes of Donetsk. The occupiers try to hide in tree lines and makeshift dugouts, hoping to wait out Ukrainian civilians and survive the cold. But the drone operators of the Chervona-Kalina Brigade provide a very different form of climate regulation. Ukrainian drones locate these groups, descend from altitude, and drop munitions straight into their shelters, eliminating them one target at a time. Each explosion marks another destroyed group of Russian troops who believed they could outlast the weather. Smoke, fire, shattered positions — this is what warming up looks like for those who came to wage war on Ukrainian soil. The Russians attempt to abandon their trenches, but in the open steppe there's nowhere to run. The drones of Chervona Kalina maintain continuous pressure and do not let them escape. That's all for now. If you believe the world should know the truth about this war, make sure to subscribe, like and share this video so everyone can see what Ukraine is fighting for. Together we're stronger, together we bring victory closer.